right, and good morning, everyone watching from Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, Northeast Oklahoma, and Southwest Missouri. We're so grateful that you could be starting your day here with us at Weather 225. Let's get your day started. Here's a look at what we got for this afternoon's highs. Not a whole lot of changes overnight into this morning. We're still expecting a couple areas to be a little bit cooler, maybe by a couple degrees compared to recent days. Other areas, kind of the same old, same old. And then there are going to be some warmer spots. Fort Smith, Tahlequah, Barnsdall, and Joplin, even Branson are going to be a little bit warmer today. You might be wondering, well, why is it going to be a little bit cooler in some of these locations? Well, Future Scan Radar's got that here in just a second. We'll show you why exactly, but here's a look at what we've got with those rain totals and even a chance for maybe a couple stronger storms. Now, this is through 7 o'clock this morning. This is our combination algorithm that, combines a couple different things with the Storm Prediction Center's outlooks. So when you see this, it's only going to remain for the remainder of this morning. There could be maybe one or two stronger storms, mostly kind of one of those situations where you could get one that has a brief hail core. You got a handful of smaller hail, and then there's maybe one or two of those stones that's quarter size. Could also be some winds of 45 to 55 miles an hour, maybe briefly up to 60, but we're not expecting widespread organized severe weather. This was mostly for overnight into this morning. But later on this afternoon, we're going to see additional showers and storms. It wouldn't surprise me if we may not even get any sort of highlighted risk areas, but in all honesty, it's going to be another one of those days where you could get maybe one or two of those cells. Again, not long-lived supercells. We're not talking widespread, long-track, severe weather. We're just talking maybe one or two areas that briefly produce maybe some handfuls of some smaller hail, maybe some brief gusty winds, but we're not expecting anything more than that. So that's a look at what we've got there. Moving on, the rain potential today. Here's that answer to why those temperatures are a little bit cooler area-wide. And that's because we have some pretty widespread rain and thunderstorm potential today, not only in Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, Southwest Missouri, but even parts of eastern Oklahoma. So let's get this started with the rain chances, and let's show you the totals. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky because there's a couple of hot spots. And what I mean by hot spots are the forecast with the rain totals from the Weather Prediction Center mixed with Future Scan Radar and our other algorithm showing those rain chances. There could be easily some training thunderstorms. So you see right behind where it says Huntsville, starting to get into those purples. That's 3 inches of rain. So that means if you're in the Boston Mountains, we're going to have a lot of rain activity today. Further to the east, we're also going to have activity area wide, but there's also going to be another hot spot closer to the Tulsa Metro, Stillwater, Barnsdall. And there could easily be what we call training activity, meaning that you get repeat rounds of heavy rainfall, and there could easily be some localized flooding. So Boston Mountains, we're going to be watching that today, parts of the River Valley, especially to the south and east. If you live in Fort Smith too, it may not take a whole lot of that rainfall because, as we know, if you've lived here for a long period of time, there are some areas that are pretty, easily floodable or flood prone in the River Valley. Sorry, couldn't even think of the word. Then I got it after I said it. So that's a look at what we've got there. Northwest Arkansas, kind of the same thing, even though you may not be included in those totals. And then there could be some higher rain totals further to the west near Tulsa, Barnsdall, and all the way to Stillwater. So that's a look at what we've got there. Now, the morning fog outlook. For the remainder of this morning, there could be some areas before we get into that more widespread rain potential for maybe some, isolated areas of some patchy fog. Now, we're not expecting widespread dense fog, anything like that. This is our Foghorns Fog Tracker, an Arkansas original since 2004. Be sure to check them out in Northwest Arkansas, Burgers, Wings, and more. The segment's brought to you by them for the fog segment. And then, you can see there could be some patchy areas of fog, but it's also going to be kind of those mornings where there could be some low-hanging cloud coverage and everything like that. So a little bit of a gloomy start to the day. Now, moving on, here's a look at Future Scan Radar, and we're going to be starting off with maybe some rain showers and some thunderstorms in parts of eastern Oklahoma. That's the rain totals we were just showing you. But notice Boston Mountains here. Notice how this activity really stays in the same area for a long period of time. Now, there is going to be scattered showers and thunderstorms area wide, but notice it hangs out in our eastern counties, parts of the Boston Mountain viewing area, even into the Branson area, pretty much all day. So that means that there could be some localized flooding pockets all the way up into parts of southwest Missouri because there's going to be training rain activity that really doesn't go away based off of what this is showing. So if you have plans today, bring that rain gear. If you're going to be out in areas that are flood prone, make sure that you're aware. There could be some isolated flooding on the roads. Don't drive into the flooded roads if you come across them. Some areas could easily see, isolated pockets up to 4 or 5 inches of rain if you get heavy rainfall that doesn't move or it trains over the same area. Area wide for all the coverage area, I'd say easily between 1 to 3 inches with some localized amounts of 4 to 5 inches possible today. So not expecting anything widespread in terms of the 4 to 5 inch potential with the rain, but we are expecting widespread rain. And if you get some slow moving storms or training activity, that's when you start running into some issues. So here's a look at what we got here too. Revisiting this extended pattern into early June, there is the potential for that omega block pattern, or a blocking pattern as we call it. We're going to be sandwiched between two systems, and it should be, on paper, hot and dry when we're in the middle of that omega block. The only thing is, this time, fortunately, as we head into early June, when that blocking pattern happens, we're actually looking at normal to maybe some slightly below normal temperatures. So that forecast is still holding as we go forward. And we'll enjoy this for now. And the reason I'm saying we're going to enjoy this for now, there's going to come a time in the next several weeks, maybe the next couple of months, where we're going to be talking about more blocking patterns over the summer. And it's not going to be as enjoyable. That means that we're going to have the warm, hot weather with the dry conditions, so on and so forth. So we'll enjoy this blocking pattern because it means quieter weather for the meantime. And it's not going to bring the obnoxiously hot and dry conditions with it. So we'll enjoy that. The other thing too is there's going to be some rain chances with it. We'll keep an eye on it. Like we said, take it a day at a time. So let's look at what we got there. For the remainder of your 7-day forecast in Northwest Arkansas, daily rain chances through Monday. Then a little bit of a break Tuesday, Wednesday. And notice when the sunshine comes out, we're not going to be going from, lower 80s into the 90s or upper 80s or anything like that consistently. And this is that thing that we're talking about. The pattern's actually favoring pretty consistent temperatures right around the lower to mid 80s in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. Same with portions of Northeast Oklahoma. Once we get that sunshine, we're not going to go from 82 to 87, in a day with that sunshine. It is going to be warm. It's going to be at least a little bit enjoyable with the sunshine compared to what we've seen recently, but it's not like we're going to see a dramatic spike in the temperatures after we get a couple of days with the sunshine. So that's a look at what we've got there. Keep in mind these forecasts can and will change in the coming days. That's why I encourage you to tune back into these segments. Now, I know it's summer. There's lots of people going to Branson. We've got Silver Dollar City, everything like that. I just want to encourage you, if you're headed out to Silver Dollar City, anything like that, don't be discouraged with this forecast. I'm sure that park management and everything has their own kind of emergency management type deal where they're aware of lightning potential, everything like that. So it'll be covered. But the good news, the best thing to do is not only will you be covered with that, but you should be covered with maybe a rain poncho the couple of days. I'd still get out and enjoy it. So if this is one of those times where, this is the only time you can get out with your family and enjoy activities, I know when you see the rain chances today, it may be a bit of a washout. It really depends on how Mother Nature plays out this afternoon. But, as we head into, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I wouldn't cancel your plans. I would just bring a rain poncho just in case, maybe take a look at the radar from time to time, but I would not cancel those plans. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll let you know if anything changes with that. But again, at the end of the day, if it's just rain, it's just rain. Just the best thing to do in that case, if you're worried, have ways to receive lightning alerts. There's many free apps out there. They're very helpful. But I know sometimes these things are tough. You only have a certain amount of time with friends and family to go out and do these things. You see these forecasts. Yeah, it can be a little discouraging. There's going to be rain chances the next couple of days. Have those lightning alerts handy just in case. I know park management's probably going to be on top of that as well. Get out there, enjoy it, have the rain gear. You'll be fine. The best thing to do is have that rain gear accessible just so you're not in the rain all day with that. And then this weekend, rain chances are a little bit lower, but I don't want you to be fully discouraged with those plans. Of course, you can stay up to date. We'll have the latest forecast information, everything on that, but that's a look at what we've got there. Have a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that's why we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll let you know more on the forecast here throughout the day. If you like our media and forecast, be sure to support us today on Patreon. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather 225 since 2015.